I'm Suki. I'm here from Rebuy, and as Sarah mentioned, I'm a product owner. So part of my role at Rebuy is really just to build the best product you guys can leverage. The presentation today is really just called Built Different, and it's the best of Rebuy, and it's just about how to optimize and maximize your Rebuy potential. So I'm gonna be showcasing a bunch of different widgets and the best ways you can actually leverage them. So I'm gonna be focusing on 5 silos today. These are some of my favorite products and our core products. We have our Smart Cart, our product page. This clicker is really sensitive, you guys. Our bundle builder, checkout and post-purchase, advanced data sources, and we may not have time for Q&A, but I'm around if you guys do have any questions. So I'm gonna start with Smart Cart here. What I'm gonna be doing is really just going over some of these different brands and how they've leveraged Smart Cart. So these are really exciting ways to leverage Smart Cart. And what I say about Smart Cart is the cart is really the gateway to a purchase. It's one of the most important elements in the customer journey. And the beautiful thing about Smart Carts at Rebuy is that they're really customizable. So we were just talking about this idea of personalization and making a tech stack work for you. And that's what I find Rebuy really, really does. And as you can see here, there are a myriad of different smart carts, and they all look very, very different, but they're all core to the brand. So one example we have here is Adeem. If you folks have ever leveraged them, they're a great makeup brand, and they have some great face and skin products. We have some detox, and it's this idea of like a double cart where you can really leverage the cart space and maintain the real estate while also getting your recommendations in. And then at the end there, we have our tiered progress bar that I really wanted to highlight here, and that idea of really gamifying the shopping experience. So this cart here that I wanted to highlight is the different avenues and the different parts of the cart that you can leverage to really make it work for you. So the beautiful thing about Smart Cart is it's not just a drawer cart. It's not just this idea of you're making the purchase, you're adding to cart, and here it is. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to make this personalized shopping experience tailored at that critical level. So we have our limit to quantities, being able to really, if you do have an apparel brand or a makeup brand where, folks really like to limit the number of products added in a cart, you can implement that. You can go in and drive subscriptions with upgrade to subscribe and save. And other elements like selectable gift with purchases, so things like free samples. And this plays into the idea of acquisition and retention. I've seen brands implement our selectable gift with purchase. Folks have selected their particular sample, so in this case, let's say it's a lip gloss, and in that grain of acquisition and retention, what they're doing is they're targeting their ads, whether through Klaviyo or email or SMS, and they're saying, how did you like this sample? Come back and reorder it. And that's actually something we leverage too, is our reorder landing page. And then we also have our cart cross-sells. So our Smart Cart cross-sells are here to leverage You May Also Likes or complementary products to really drive that AOV. Here is one of my favorite value props, which is the just driving subscriber acquisition. So this is an upgrade to save. And what I love about this one is it lets you know, I know it's only 84 cents in this one, but in this economy, every dollar counts. But you could save X amount on this order if you upgrade and save. And the beautiful thing about that is it actually increased subscriber acquisition by 470% when they implemented this. So just by adding, you could save X, you're really adding the value to the subscription. It's not just about, we want you to have our product and send it to you every month. It's why you should leverage it and why it would be beneficial to you. And then this is just another exciting way to leverage our Smart Cart. We have some make it a subscribe and save. So these are our pop-ups that are triggered by checking out. So prior to checking out, if there are opportunities that folks have missed or saving opportunities, they can leverage those. This idea of being able to leverage meta fields and data to pull in highly customized, on-brand elements and features is something I love about this particular brand as well. And here's just it in play. So we do also have our cart cross-sells here. Instead of it just being stagnant recommendation, we have a carousel of options where they can actually swipe through. So this is a particular vape brand. And the idea here is you can go through and see different recommendations and different carousels of recommendations based on the specific desires you want, whether it's an incense or, in this case, I think it's a THC, or just recommended. You can leverage them all in one go. And you're almost siloing the shopping experience to the smart cart without having to do too much of the work. And then finally, it's about product fit and match. So a smart cart sometimes will pop out, or in any case, for folks who have a cart, and folks come to it, whether they've been directed by a UTM parameter or whatever it might be. In this case, an empty cart is actually a valuable opportunity to drive them to specific promotions. So maybe you're looking at, in this case, it's a skincare brand where browsers products, here are particular anti-aging, dry skin, or redness opportunities. Let's target them. But I've also seen brands leverage this opportunity to show new products. So you haven't tried any products yet, there's nothing in your cart. Why don't you try something new and take a look at that? So that's our smart cart. I'm gonna be heading to everyone's favorite part, which is our product pages, and just kind of showcasing the different opportunities here as well. So we do have our subscribe and save, which is just like make it a subscription and save. And this opportunity here is like leveraging kind of that value prop I was mentioning earlier. When you're on that page and you're selecting a one-time, maybe you don't know that there's a subscription. Maybe you don't fully, the customer's not really getting the full value of a subscription. And this is where the pop-up will actually change the one-time to a subscription option. We have our carousels that can live on product pages or home pages, and this is where you can also leverage that personalization. So yes, there's a you may also like, but you can leverage segments, you can leverage particular customers and target actual account history and order histories, and you can change that language to be dynamic to whomever is shopping. We do also have various pop-ups down below with our Pro Mix example here, and just some color swatches as well. Color swatches are big when it comes to particular verticals, specifically when we look at apparel, or in this case, it's homeware. And so these are just the different ways that you can leverage Rebuy to personalize the experience for yourself. Here are a couple more. So these are one of my favorites, which is our dynamic bundles. So you can see it here. I'm struggling with the pointer a little bit, but you guys can see it on the farthest side. Our dynamic bundles, and coming from, so prior to being a product owner, I was actually a launch implementations manager. And what I did was I would implement Rebuy on folks' stores. And one of the biggest drivers I saw for acquisition and AOV was our dynamic bundling. So what our dynamic bundling does is it'll give you the opportunity to look at various products and with one click add multiple products to cart. So instead of having to scroll, instead of having that barrier to time to convert, we're actually quickening the conversion and making it a more successful one by giving them the products that they need. Again, that idea of getting the right product to the right customer at the right time. And you can see in some cases there are discounts, but I've seen big lifts of 15% and above with no discount before too. And then we just have our complete the sets and pair with. And this idea is just a nice little companion to any product that you're currently on. Here we are actually able to show like ways that you can leverage the PDP without compromising your brand, or also in some cases you have products that are really popular and they're out of stock. Maybe you're running a big promotion and they've run out of stock really quickly. You can actually conditionally show Rebuy if a product is out of stock and pull the product name and then show a similar product using some similar product logic to help actually create a successful conversion on a product that, you know, in the past they might not have converted on because it doesn't exist and now they're leaving because of frustration. So it's really taking that time to look at the customer journey and help offer what they need. This is a personal favorite of mine. It's the bundle builder. So like I was mentioning earlier, dynamic bundles are a great way to showcase bundling opportunities on the product page, but the bundle builder is actually a one-page stop for an entire bundling experience. So Rebuy bundles before, I was just showing you this example of dynamic bundles. You could add mini bundles on individual product pages and create kits or sets and have those numerous individual SKUs be added with one add to cart. The bundle builder is different because it allows targeting those particular pain points and solving them. So a lot of folks that I noticed were looking at creating a product where customers can pick from multiple SKUs, but they wanted one particular SKU in the cart. So maybe it's, a facial bundle and you have dry skin and moisturizer and serum, and you want all of those added in one click, but you also want them to be sort of packaged as one as well. So the idea here was, how do we create a product that will address cross-vertical needs? And that was a design partnership. So we heard directly from our brands, and that's how Bundle Builder came to be. And so this product is basically, it's easily customizable. You can create pre-configured layouts. There's subscription support, discounting tier variability, and Cart Transform API is being leveraged here too. So this is an example of our Cart Transform API. The idea is one bundle, one line item, and one really great conversion. So the idea here is it gets rid of multiple line items, you make more room in your cart so that, I was showing the smart cart earlier, you could see all the real estate that it took up and how to really leverage that real estate, and Bundle Builder will help alleviate that. And it'll also maintain ERP logistics, so there's no nightmare on the back end. It's coming through as individual SKUs, but it's being bundled in one really beautiful SKU. We have the subscribe and save option, so we were talking about subscriber acquisition earlier, and the idea here is you can actually subscribe and save on an entire bundle in one go. There's flexible discounting, so you could apply additional discounts or not apply them. They can upgrade to the subscribe and save bundle and then just get the subscription discount should they choose. And we actually also have default match on selling plan logic. So if they add 3+ products, or in this case, 3+ drinks, we'll actually look through the different selling plans and see what the baseline selling plan frequency that all of the SKUs match on, and upgrade and subscribe and save to that particular frequency so that they're getting all their products at the same time. We have different layouts. So this is coming into that best of Rebuy example, really looking at pre-configured and customizable experiences. So it's your bundle builder your way. You can see here we have some of the cart containers on the side or coming out from the bottom, and just really being able to leverage the design capabilities. And then we also have multiple discount tier options. So we create the incentives that feel right. So you can get creative with GWPs or free shipping decorations. So you can, maybe it isn't necessarily you want to discount a bundle. Maybe you just want to award a particular gift. So you buy 4 products, get a 5th one free. You can actually leverage that. You can gamify by mixing and matching different tiers and leverage different discounts at different opportunities in terms of quantities. And you can also leverage Shopify functions or your own discounting solution, so it plays well with both. The nice thing is, since launching, it's made over 1.5 million in Rebuy generated revenue, so it's a great, huge revenue driver. And it actually performs really great. So 32% of the average total of Rebuy widget attribution actually now goes to Rebuy Bundle Builder. The average merchant sees about a 30K lift with a 6% average additional AOV boost. So here are just some bundle builders in the wild. Again, this idea of really showcasing the best of Rebuy. So Phlur is one example. It's become their top performing sales widget. It's helped boost AOV and product discovery, and it's driven a 150% lift in their travel size fragrance with no drop in full size orders. So you can showcase new products in the bundle builder that maybe you want to draw attention to, or maybe you haven't had the spotlight yet, while not sacrificing your hero products. And Bears with Benefits is another example here. And you can see the difference in their styling and their brand match. Their AOV boost was about 3.5 times higher. So it was from a 4% to a 14% since adopting Bundle Builder. And the gains were seen across key markets, including Germany and Italy. So they are a European brand. And yeah, Bundle Builder also became their #1 performing widget. So now we're going to checkout and post-purchase. My favorite part of the shopper journey and checkout and post-purchase is checkout is huge. It's so integral to the experience. And this is where you can leverage Rebuy to really add social proof, gain on impulse buys, value prop and benefit, and really just drive those conversions home. So a lot of folks drop out at this page, whether it be because of shipping costs, or maybe they're not 100% sure on their purchase yet. Or we talked about the recession. Maybe they're just trying to stop spending, like myself, because I pull the trigger too often. This is the part that gets me every time. It's who's buying what and why are they buying it. And we also have our Rebuy ads in this case that can really help monetize other experiences. This is our post-purchase. I love post-purchase, and as a merchant success manager previously, I always position this as, leaving money on the table. The conversions happen, they've successfully converted. Why not give them a targeted experience that'll help enhance what they've already purchased? So in this case, we have ZBiotics as an example, and ZBiotics actually only has one SKU. That's what's really unique about this store. They only sell one SKU. And what they do is they create a specific SKU for their post-purchase that encourages, the social element of this prebiotic alcoholic drink. And this is where they'd showcase a product that they might not sell on their typical page, but specifically in their post-purchase. Another example is you can still leverage that social proof. You can still show other opportunities. And it's not really just about discounting. It's about driving a very particular recommendation to a merchant or to a customer at the right time once the conversion's over. This is what I call the case of the downsell. Some folks think that it doesn't drive too many conversions, but when you show them initial offers and take the feedback of what they've rejected and feed them something better back, we're tapping into that personalization. We're tapping into making sure that they're getting what they want. And you can actually see here that in the downsell, they're making just about as much revenue as they were in the initial offer. But it's just because that product is actually what they wanted. And so here are some further examples of trying the best-selling bundle or getting another bundle off at a discount, or again, including your most popular and social proofs. And this is just to drive home that point about that initial offer. So it started off as a BOGO, and then it went down to that 30%, and you can see that the conversion rate holds pretty steady in their upsell of about 46%, which converted better than their initial offer. And this is one of my favorite parts, and one of my favorite parts of Rebuy is our advanced data sources. So data sources is kind of the powerhouse. I love leaning into that mitochondria joke. It's the powerhouse of the cell. Data sources are the powerhouse of Rebuy. They're what powering everything. So this is an example of this data source inception, this idea of leveraging like women's jeans, women's belts, and stack ordering recommendations. So some folks love AI. Some folks love making specific recommendations with specific pipelines. So if a customer is purchasing XYZ, we want them to also purchase ABC, and in a specific order. So this is where we're able to create algorithms that are based off of rules for each group. So we have separate groups in this case for men's and women's. So we've separated them by men's and women's boots. And then we go through and we sort of add these endpoints that are now gearing towards specific rules that we're playing on for those particular collection. So if men's boots, we want to give them group 1 if they're shopping in a particular way. And if they purchase something from group 1, we want them to then purchase something from group 2, which is these matching belts. And when you do that here, you're able to return those particular products and those limits so that you're creating the exact shopping experience that you want your customers to go through in their specific silos. And yeah, that's kind of it. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to find me.